welcome to Moments with Mimi. And today we're going to talk about life as Mimi, expanding on that because, nobody gets certified in this stuff. Anybody tells you that, well, you need to laugh and walk away. This is just how it is. And, it's funny when you do discover it, you're looking back on your life and discovering that everything in your life has led you to this moment. And I lived and breathed and ate entertainment until the ripe old age of 21 and having a baby. And then even when she was a year old, I went and auditioned and got the lead part in Butterflies Are Free in the local community theater. And I was all excited about that. And well, how it worked out was I found out I was pregnant. They called and said, "You got the part." And I said, "I have to turn it down because the lead can't be pregnant." and, and they laughed, but I cried a bucket of tears. I knew that was the end of that, and, something new was beginning. And now that's really when my generation of beliefs began. And I got sexually harassed at work, and that was pretty funny. And I didn't want to work. I was pregnant with my first child, and I was determined to work, at the time, until I could no longer work because I thought we needed the money. And I'm typing away. The head lawyer had asked me to stay late and finish this, real estate paperwork that they had to sign first thing in the morning. So I'm typing away, and he comes up behind me and sticks his hand down my front of my shirt. And I'm like, what? Slammed the chair back into him. And he's putting a credit card down, and says, "Hey, baby." I'm like, "I'm pregnant and I'm married and I'm happily married. And what's the matter with you?" I'm not, huh? And I'm grabbing my purse and I run out the door. And I go home and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So my husband was working nights, and as soon as I got home, he was leaving, so I didn't even tell him. And the next day, they're picking on me, trying to fire me for talking to my mom for a whopping 5 minutes. And I went nutto. I did. I just went berserko. And this is 1981. And in my mind, this is life. And I got up and I said, "Well, you know what? You can take this job and shove it. You know what that filthy old man did?" I'm yelling it to the ladies, and their desks were in front of the partners' offices, and their doors were shut, and I made sure my voice was loud enough, being the actress that I was, for them to hear it. And the one I was screaming about stayed in his office, and I wasn't screaming. It was very measured. Okay, well, let me tell you what he did. And he stuck his hand down my shirt, and then he offered me a credit card, and I could charge anything I wanted to this law firm. Yes, I could. I could go get anything I wanted, until I told him I was pregnant and happily married, and now he wants me gone. And that's why all your shit was such a mess, because the girl before me didn't give a crap because she's busy giving him the blowjob in the office. Yeah. And they had, clients in the reception area, and I'm going off. So the other partner come in my office, Rita, come in my office. And I'm like, you just don't get it. This is wrong. He has a beautiful wife. I don't know why he would do this. This is just crazy. This is wrong. Nobody acts like that. My goodness. He's obviously been getting away with this for a while. Well, you know what? I don't care if I'm starving. I don't care. I know it'll all work out fine for me. Screw you guys. And basically, Cartman, screw you guys. I'm going home. And these are the other things when you're looking back at it, you start, yeah, I was Cartman. You're looking at it. And, oh, look, we're going to give you 6 months severance, okay? Okay, great. So then, I'm going home early, and I told my husband the whole story, showed him the 6 months severance pay, and now I can stay home, comfortably, and be pregnant, which is what I wanted to do. And so I did, and I stayed home, and, did the best I could with the little apartment we were in, getting it ready for the baby. And life was sweet. So, it's things like that. You go back and you're like, yeah, it always works out. It always works out. And, I wasn't really judging him. It was just, I'm not going to be treated like this. What? What? And then you have the nerve to judge me? What? No. No, you don't get to do that. And then, here's the money you need. Here's what you want. Got a man to the rescue. Right? So you never know. You never know how it's going to play out. There's so many things in your life that you can go back and look at and discover. And one of the things was, how much I love the dog whisperer. And, he would always say, it's not the dog, it's you. And that's it. Hey, everybody, wake up, And I used to wonder, why did his second show not do well? But the dog whisperer did well. And it's because, he sees life objectively. And his show ended, and he had fallen into a hole, and then he made this new show, and it's like people competing to have a dog and who's the best in his opinion. Nobody gives a shit what your opinion is. Okay? Show us how to whisper to ourselves. So that's what you're really learning is it's not just dogs, it's everyone and everything is watching you just like that dog. And it's giving you exactly what you believe. So just like the dog. And my first book is called Dog is God Spelled Backwards, because I found it extremely interesting that no one knows where the word dog came from. Okay? No one. But dog is God spelled backwards. Everything is God. And that dog is exactly like everything. Okay? It's the mirror of you. It's a mirror. Duh. And then you start discovering all these, people call them hidden, secret meanings to things, but it's what's been called in the past being illuminated. Now you can see it from the subjective side. Oh, that was me doing this, and how you came down this path. And then, it's like, Muhammad, eventually you can be the prophet. You can see it. You can see it. I can see it. So let me prophesize to you, And I find it extremely interesting that Trump is such polarizing. You know, here's Trump and good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. And he's just a man playing the role that was written for him over 100 years ago and was created to play the role. You know, there's only one being. You know, so we're in this play, and he's good, he's bad, he's good, he's bad. And it's neither. He's just a person who's doing what he believes is the best. And he is a science of mind practitioner, and he was, if you go back and look at his debates, he's always saying it's in the thinking. It's about the thinking. It's how the thinking is. We got to change the thinking. And he's right on that. So that is a polarizing thing because that means change. You know, and people who have been living comfortably off the way things are, you know, get upset that beliefs change because now it's upsetting their world. And, you know, that's like the lesson in Hot Fuzz. You know, it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good.
I see we have visitors.
Sergeant Nicholas Angel, Sanford Police Service.
My, he is tenacious, isn't he?
I'm arresting you under suspicion of conspiracy to commit murder.
Oh, come, Sergeant.
You should be ashamed. Calling yourself a community that cares.
Oh, but we do care, Nicholas.
It's all about the greater good.
The greater good.
How can this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
You see, as much as I enjoyed your wild theories, Sergeant, the truth is far less complex. Blower's fate was simply the result of his being an appalling actor.
Appalling. You murdered him for that?
Well, he murdered Bill Shakespeare.
What? Oh.
The Dramatic Society is an important feather in our cap.
You couldn't let Blower jeopardize that, not when we had two semi-professionals waiting in the wings.
Let's not forget that Greg was an extra in Straw Dogs, and Sherry portrayed a cadaver in Prime.
Yes, I know!
Martin was less concerned with the reputation of the village than he was with his sordid affair with Eve Draper.
And so Eve deserved to die too?
Oh, she did have a very annoying laugh.
Annoying. And George Merchant?
He had an awful house.
We begged him in vain to make his residence more in keeping with the village's rustic aesthetic.
Wait, and what about Tim Messenger? What was his crime?
Tim Messenger's tenure as editor of the Sanford Citizen has been unbearable.
Our once great paper had become riddled with tabloid journalism, not to mention persistent errors.
He listed her age as 55.
When actually I'm 53.
53.
What about Leslie Tiller, one of your own? Her horticultural expertise helped put Sanford on the map.
Oh, she was ever so good.
Cousin Leslie was a terrible shame. But it seems she was set on moving away.
We couldn't have her sharing her green fingers with anybody else. Not least those heathens at Buford Abbey.
If we can't have her, no one can.
How can this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
I love that scene because it perfectly shows, you know, the silliness of the greater good. There is no greater good than yours. There's only one being here. So if you're not serving you and your thoughts aren't serving you, then, you know, you need to get rid of them because there's only you. And, you know, you discover when you're looking back at your life, you know, that's why I love Peter Sellers so much, you know. And he did do Being There before Forrest Gump. And, you know, those movies just resonate with everybody. And in their generation, you know, and the same story being told differently. And Dr. Strangelove is hysterical because here's Peter Sellers as this, you know, strange Nazi doctor that we grabbed, and there he is as the president, and there he is as the RAF officer, you know. So he's playing all the roles. You play all the roles. You are playing all the roles. And that's a twofold thing. You're being you're individualized. So your consciousness is going to go through all these experiences and things. You're a cell inside the one man's brain, your thought, your belief. And, you're going to go through these things, and the goal is you break yourself out of it, and then you help him break himself out of it. But it begins with you. And then when the smallest nesting doll breaks out, all the others break out. They got to go. So that's, you're breaking a belief and making something new happen. And on a humanity level, that can manifest itself as volcanoes and earthquakes and raging wildfires and droughts and, all kinds of things. They gotta go. They gotta go. Some, that was their role, and it's just time for them to exit the stage. And some, it's going to scare them so bad, which is what the Bible talks about a lot, put the fear of God in them. It scares them so bad that they've turned within and asked, why? Why did I get to live and they died? Or, something like that. And then they begin to be led, or, as far as they can go for their role. Everyone has to play their role. And it's funny because we think we're looking for a purpose. What's my purpose in life? And your purpose is to be the best human being you can be. Human being. Okay, that means accepting the human part of you, the part that cries and screams and gets angry and gets scared, and, control that human mind, beloved, because it provides the contrast to the being mind. Okay, and the two come together and make this beautiful picture. And it's love that binds it all together and presents it. It's the love. And that's always represented in the ancient texts as a woman, because that's the being that's having the baby. Okay? And the man is the sperm that impregnates the state of being pregnant in the woman. And that's why in the Bible it's related to sex in many ways. So, in the Bible it tends to, because it was way back written in the times when there were a lot of shepherds and sheep, and that meant wealth. So it was, you are the shepherd and the sheep are your thoughts. Analogy often used. But in the Psalms, which are the oldest part, which come from the ancients, it's always, people and nations. So nations, they all represent thoughts and belief. So as we became aware of parts of the world, we became more and more one. And that doesn't mean we're going to all be Chinese when this is done. Okay? It means that even though all these people have different cultures and different languages and different experiences, that our feelings are all the same, and that we can all treat each other like brothers and sisters. We may not like how the other one is thinking or what they're doing, but we still love them. I'm just not going to believe you're like that. I'm going to believe you're better than that. Or You know what? No one is like that. And for people who are studying these laws, there tend to be, I know it was for me, that one little pea under all those mattresses, you know, and you easily manifested everything but your one little nut. And that's because you keep seeing the objective world. It's there. You know, it's just like you lost your keys in your house. Don't worry, I'll find it sooner or later. And you go get a drink of water, and you turn around, and there they are. It's the same thing, you know, and it's trusting yourself. You'll find your keys. Trust yourself. It's going to be there. Don't think about it. It's there already. It's there. And it's about loving yourself, because there's only one. If you don't love you, no one and nothing else can. So that's a belief that's got to go, you know. And the reason it has to go is you're going to keep experiencing good and bad if you don't. Because that's what you're seeing. You're seeing others, you're seeing the outside world, you're believing in good and bad. So one of the first things to do in not judging others is there is no good and bad. There is no good and bad. It's all lovely. You know, and it's common sense things that you really haven't illuminated. You know, like I mean, that's really one of the craziest things that I discovered, was all these things illuminating. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know, well, yeah. You know, there's only one, and everything fits together. It just changes from this to that to this to that. You think it's infinite, and it can be infinite things, but there's only one. The one can be infinite things, okay? But the one is just one. And, you know, would you like that? Would you like that? Well, no, then what the hell, you know? And that's usually with the good mental diet on this, walking as God, having the faith, you know, is realizing that it really is all you, and things are changing instantly, constantly, always. You know, so the only work you really have to do is to love your world, love your life, love everything. And that's spend the day being grateful for everything you do have. And then before you go to bed and when you get up in the morning, be thankful for the day. Be thankful that you can rejoice in the day with God, you know, and that's consciousness, imagination, and divine love. It's all of them together. It's accepting that they're all of them together, all of you, you know, and then raising others up. You're better than that, you know, and you're better than that, and you're fantastic, and you're the best. Everyone's the best. Everyone thinks they're being good, you know. It's just a perception. You know, I saw on a Facebook Neville page where a man was bragging that his local stores didn't carry cow's milk anymore, and that they were going to, he was going to get rid of it out of all of the world. Really? It's kind of harshing on the people who like cow's milk. Too bad, it's my world, was his response. You know, so he sees others, and he thinks he's doing good for others. So that will come bite him in the ass. And it always does. It always does. And we all know that's true too. And there's always that little voice talking to you. You know, we cracked ourselves up when Flip Wilson came out and said, you know, the devil made me do it. You know, because deep down inside, we know, yeah, I know, the devil made me do it. I was compelled. I couldn't stop myself, you know, and we laughed, you know, and we've dealt with these things. So part of the interesting stuff that we're in now is they're trying to revive a lot of this stuff. And, you know, that's you trying to be Lot's wife and turn back. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward. And we do anyways. You can't help it, you know. And if anyone tells you, oh, you're out of alignment, that's a bunch of bullshit too. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you being mad or angry or whatever, feeling bad. You're talking to yourself, hello, you know, figure out why. And I guarantee that 9 times out of 10, you think somebody judged you. And that's you judging you. You took your love away. So, you know, get in the habit of, why is that triggering me? Why does he trigger me? Why, you know, why don't I want to watch that anymore? You know, why don't I, you know, okay, what do I want to watch now? You know, and things like that. And there's messages in there. So, you know, it's a lot of fun, really, looking for the message, like the Great British Baking Show. I love that baking show because everybody's for everybody else, and it's not a competition. It's each person knows it's all about them, and they have to do better the next time, and they root for everybody else. And it's really great. I really love that. And everyone does. Everyone loves good sportsmanship. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It matters how you played the game. Did you do your best? If you did, then that's the best you could do. You couldn't do any better than your best. You did your best. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You know. And my son learned that lesson very early. And you're seeing that younger and younger people are getting involved in these laws and learning these things younger, and younger. So it's the baby's born, and now it's learning, you know, that it's all in your thinking. So I hope this helps you understand Mimi a little more. We could do a bunch of these. I know it's not, you know, a lot of Mimi, but, you know, we're not here to do a documentary. We can have more Mimi expansion if y'all want. Just put it down in the comments below. If y'all want anything in a video, a moment with Mimi, just put it down there, and I'm happy to do that. Thank you. Blessings to you. And I hope this helps you a little bit in some way. And blessings to you.